Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. I'm Jay, and joining me once again all the way from Phuket is Tim Newton.
I've had to drag myself away from the beach. I've had to get myself all ready, have a shower. I even had to have a shave to drag myself in front of the camera just for you, Jay.
Welcome everyone to Thaiger Bites. This is where we get to address your comments and feedback from all of our shows on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as the Thaiger Talk forum on our website. You can now also send us videos at bites@thethaiger.com. Tim, how's Phuket?
Well, bright, shiny day today, clear blue skies. I can't see any clouds at the moment. I was actually in Phuket town earlier this morning recording the Thailand Top Stories program, and a very pleasant morning down there. A bit sorry to see a lot of the shops closed there, and I don't think some of them will be reopening for a while. So the carnage continues in a holiday island like Phuket, and it's going to take a while, I think a long while, until things pick up. But there's certainly more tourists around. So good news, and I think we reported this morning that some of the airlines out of, say, India and also TUI, that they've also introduced new flights this month. So, yep, things are slowly picking up.
Sounds great. All right, let's get on with the comments. My first comment today is from Iskandar Taib, who says, Peeping Tom comes from the legend of Lady Godiva, who was forced to ride through the town not wearing any clothes. Now, we were doing a story yesterday about peeping toms, something that tourists had to deal with in a luxury resort. So I've done some research, actually, on the word peeping tom, because that was a question I asked during the show, that how do they come up with that name? So the name comes from the legend of Lady Godiva, Lady Godiva's naked ride through the streets of Coventry in the UK, in order to persuade her husband to alleviate the harsh taxes on the town's poor people. The story goes that the townsfolk agreed not to observe Godiva as she passed by, but that Peeping Tom broke that trust and spied on her. So the only person who actually looked was Tom.
Sort of knowing the story a bit, I think the usual pronunciation is Lady Godiva, but
apologies.
The story's much the same. And I'm hoping that's the only research you did into peeping toms, Jay.
Yeah, I guess that is all. We will not show any pictures available. So it's Lady Godiva, but is it the chocolate that's called Godiva?
Yeah, well, I think there is a chocolate brand. They had a few shops. I think there was one in Central in Phuket that I used to walk past and think, oh, gee, their chocolate's expensive, but they're not open anymore.
Oh, I see.
I've got one here from Michael Martin, who says, I need a soapy massage because cleanliness is next to godliness. Michael's referring to a story in Thailand News Today with Jet, with a surprise appearance from Natty, it appears, yesterday, talking about the sale of what I think we call them in polite circles, a gentleman's club in Bangkok, which was for sale in Pink Lao for some 471 million baht. I do believe it has a buyer, by the way, but you can read more about that at thethaiger.com.
It was sold in the first 24 hours. All right, moving on to my second comment from Beverly, who says, it's a bunch of guys looking at a guy. Again, referring to the Peeping Tom story. Wonder if the story would be different if it were a bunch of girls doing the peeping. Or it would be a completely different story if it were peeping toms looking at a girl, wouldn't it? As soon as women are involved and peeping is involved, it becomes a whole nother story, doesn't it, Tim?
Oh, yes. I think it's just we all like to have a little bit of a juvenile giggle from time to time. But, I mean, peeping toms are a serious situation if you've got sexual predators doing things they shouldn't be doing. So, I mean, although probably a lot of people had a giggle about the story, there is a serious aspect about it, and we hope everybody involved in that story is safe. I've got one here from DINO Bay, and he says, if the PM Prayut imposes another lockdown, I am sure he'll be kicked out now by the oligarchs and the people there. I sort of did a few corrections there to the gentleman's English just so people could understand what Dino was saying. We hear you loud and clear, Dino. I think he's saying that the people would likely rise up if there was another lockdown. I'm hoping the lockdowns in Thailand are now in the rearview mirror. As far as the oligarchs standing up, not really sure who you refer to, but if you're talking about the HISO ties, they're usually the ones that support the Prime Minister and the elite. So, anyway, thanks, Dino, for your message.
All right. Another comment here from Nick, who asks, what does ATK stand for? I never heard of that type of test. Well, Nick, the ATK stands for Antigen Test Kit. And specifically, we actually did an antigen test kit yesterday, Tim, at the office, me, Golf, and Natty. And yeah, we wanted to see how...
Why?
Because we wanted to actually test and see. So Natty made a video last week regarding the antigen test kit and how to administer it properly. And we wanted to see how accurate it is and just to do a test, just to be safe. So it was a 2-in-1. We wanted to see how the test works, to also test if we were positive or not, and yeah, we decided to do it together. A little what's the word? Camaraderie.
A bit of camaraderie amongst the employees.
Camaraderie. There we go. I struggle with some words. That's a tongue twister for me.
So they gave me an ATK test a few weeks ago, and they lost the swab up my nose. It's never been seen since. So not sure what happened there.
Well, that's right.
Rob,
please continue.
Rob Sard, I love the delay. Rob Sardroni says, wow, never seen the not so serious side of you, mate. Nice and Natty walking through with her coffee. She is so cute and funny. Yesterday, Jet, I think, sort of did a bit of a parody of news to start the program, which was followed up by a cameo from Natty walking past. Pretty much just doing a photo bomb of Jet's Thailand news today. Some people said, you're not taking the news seriously. I'm not watching anymore. Well, we try and inject a little bit of humanity into the news from time to time because a lot of the news can be fairly boring. We don't think we're the BBC. We don't think we're CNN or Fox News. We sort of just do it our way, and we try and inject a little bit of our own personalities into the programs. If that's not your thing, then we have a list of other news sources that we can recommend. Over to you, Jay.
Right, I've got another comment here from Greg who asks, Natty, when does Ask the Girls Anything come out? For those of you who have heard of this or are aware of what Natty's talking about, she mentioned earlier in the episode that she's done a show called Ask the Girls Anything, where she got a bunch of her friends together and asked some raunchy questions that only girls would be willing to answer. So yes, that episode should be coming off this weekend, if not earliest next week. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
I've just got a bit of a visitor here, come to say hello and check what's happening with the Thaiger bites. Oh, that's a good view. So thank you very much for the cameo there. Doing what Natty did yesterday on Jet's Thailand News Today. We've got our own photo bomber here having a moment to say hello whilst not looking after her 5 little kittens.
Wow.
It's a magic time when you've got 4-week-old kittens, let me tell you. It's quite adorable as they flop around the room. Mark Marcus says, I'm a pessimist regarding opening, but at least now I see daylight. So I think he's pretty right on that. We've all been sort of seeing the opening happen, and there's more restrictions, and then some restrictions are lifted and other ones are added, and this province is open, that province is closed. This area can open up the bars, but this area can't. So it's all been, I think, a bit of a long show, but he is right. At least we are now seeing the daylight, and I think we're going to see more daylight in the future, Jay.
All right, thanks for that. My last comment for today is from Don Jan, who says, Chiang Mai lady food vendor. Does all marketing schemes in Thailand have to be associated with sex appeal? Thank you for the comment, firstly, Don Jan. All marketing schemes in Thailand, I'm not so sure, but clearly this lady used sex appeal as part of her marketing scheme, and it clearly worked. She went viral. Everyone was talking about her or has been talking about her for the last couple of weeks. However, she has also had some negative backlash and some sexual harassment. Yeah, sexual harassment regarding this. However, I don't think it's a Thailand thing in general. You know, a lot of people, whether it's male, whether it's females, they use sex appeal if they can for some extra marketing and some extra benefits. Any comments on this, Tim?
I mean, that's why I wear those flowery shirts, because, you know, people sort of see me as a sex object, and I do my best to try and portray myself in that sort of way. We should mention that Nong Olive, who was the lady in Chiang Mai, she went viral in all the right ways.
Yes, yes.
I've got a comment here from HFC65, who says, can I quarantine in SHA Plus Hotel in Pattaya for one night? I think what they're referring to is they have to do that one night at SHA Plus at the moment, although that may change after December the 16th. When they arrive, they have to have the PCR test. And the rule is at the moment that they have to have that PCR test in a hotel within 2 hours of the airport they arrive. So if you arrive at Suvarnabhumi Airport, you would be permitted to be picked up and taken to a hotel in Pattaya, where you would then have your PCR test. So the simple answer to that question, as far as we know today, is yes, although that could be changed after the 16th of December.
All right.
We've got another couple.
There we go.
This one from Tony DeVos, who says, I love the Thaiger for its youthful spirit. Tim is up there in age, but his spirit is 30 years younger. Jet, Natty and Jay bring energy, fun and professionalism. I only wish I was typing this from Thailand and not in the old US of A. Tony, thank you very much. I'm not sure if you're trolling me there or not, but I'll take it as a compliment. And I got this one from Randy C. He says, I hope you know there is no specific test for the moronic variant or any other variant. You are regurgitating lies. Thanks, Randy. You're the one who's regurgitating lies. Stop it. And this one from West, we're calling him West Texas Greg? Jay?
Yes, West Texas Greg.
He's a member, so thank you very much for being a member, Mr. West Texas Greg. So are all restaurants SHA Plus accredited, or will it only apply to certain restaurants? How many dishes constitute a restaurant, I wonder? Don't most bars serve actual cooked food anyway? If not, they should. People drink, get hungry, and want a burger, mozzarella sticks, or pizza. So he's laid out his preferred menu there. I would say that, the SHA Plus is a little bit tortuous, and it's certainly not all restaurants have gone through SHA Plus accreditation, including a lot of the small sort of family-owned ones. As far as bars getting SHA Plus registration, they do have to prove that they've got additional lighting, ventilation, and procedures beyond what a bar would normally do. But yeah, a lot of bars do serve snacks, and some of them even serve food. But a lot of the bars that he may be referring to, or Greg may be referring to, perhaps in places like Pattaya, where they are really just bars, they may not have a lot of food on offer. But for now, they may have an enlarged menu. Probably not cooked in their own facility, but they'd be getting somebody else to provide the meals to make sure they get past that SHA Plus accreditation. We're in, I suppose you'd say, Jay, a sort of a twilight zone between what was happening before and what will happen in the future. But there are certainly some bars trying to get through the loophole and getting their bars open by using the SHA Plus accreditation.
All right. Wow, that was a lot of comments we went through today. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim, joining us all the way from Phuket.
Now, I just want to assure everybody that I am working. I'm just spending the week here for personal reasons, but I am doing a full day's work. But I do have these kittens interrupting me from time to time, which is quite a joy. It makes working here a little bit more interesting. But thank heavens for the internet and communications. I can keep working here, but I'm back in the office next week, so watch out, Jay.
All right. Thank you to all the viewers for joining our show. If you did like the episode, please click like and subscribe to the channel. And we hope you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.